Welcome to the Off-Brand Golf Show, coming to you live from the Off-Brand Studios in a clubhouse in a desert by a cactus. What's up? I'm your show host, Walker Vestgood. Thank you for hitting play. I'm stoked to have you in our digital foursome. Our show is not about pro golf or pro golfers. Our show is not about playing better. This show is like nothing you've ever heard. I promise you that. This show is about amateur golf, but not the amateur golf you're thinking about. It's only about the amateur golf you play. So, weekend warriors, skins game sharks, once a month, hackers, range rats, muni grinders, brando players, club champions, net champions, country club busters, real amateurs. The people you see at your home course every single day, you're all welcome here. You guys are going to hear some outrageous stories. We're going to get into some strange discussions you won't hear anywhere else because no one does a show like this. It's off-brand golf. Completely. Thanks for tuning in. I'm pretty stoked to do this show. However, I will warn you, I promised myself when I set out on this venture that I was going to make it 5 shows before I got into a complete fucking rant, and I'm going to lose my mind tonight. I've had enough of this shit that I'm seeing. I've fucking had it. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's clever. I don't like any of the shit that I'm gonna rant on. So we'll get into that in a second. What I want to talk to you about real quick is wherever you're listening right now. If you're listening on YouTube, that's awesome. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, quick request for all 4 venues. I want to tell you quickly about the Off-Brand Golf Show Drive to 1,000. This is our effort to collect 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. 1,000 subscribers is the threshold set by YouTube in order to consider monetizing our content. So this is a big step towards continuing to create content. The next step for the channel, which is actually the primary driver for the YouTube channel, is to do off-brand golf reviews. In order to get that done, I'm obviously asking folks to send me product to review. Review as a third party and be as unbiased as absolutely possible on that. However, I've got to purchase some of this stuff. Not everybody's willing, to send me a $300 putter. So getting monetized will help win back some of that money for us. And I'll be able to, get a little closer to breaking even. So that's what I'm trying to do. So you guys, as listeners, I just need your help. I just need a quick click on the subscribe button. If you're listening right now on YouTube, just slide that mouse down there, click on it. We'll be good to go. If you guys are listening on, like I said, Spotify, Google, or Apple, open up a browser real quick, hit youtube.offbrand.golf. That is youtube.offbrand.golf, and just please subscribe right there for me. Even if you never listen, it will definitely help. I will say that starting with this episode, we are cutting those episodes in half on those 3 platforms, so Google, Spotify, and Apple. And you'll have to finish the rest of the show on YouTube, so you'll have to go over there anyways to hear half the show. And we're only doing that until we get to 1,000 subscribers. After that, we'll post everything in full everywhere. So just wanted to make that request. And I do appreciate every single subscriber that we have. And by the way, I have really been having a lot of fun interacting with the folks who comment on the YouTube channel. So I know that the last episode we dropped was talking with our friend Chris Durr. Got a ton of feedback, and I've gotten some subscribers from that show. And like I said, I wanted to call those guys out. So shout out and say hello and thank you. So I'll try to go in order when these guys subscribed. Oh, so Jason Jurgel, thank you for subscribing. That was awesome. I appreciate it. So he dropped in there. Casey Coble, thank you for the subscription, Miss Coble. Juan Salinas, thanks a lot. David Green, Jason Jurgel, and Casey. 3 folks that I know personally. So thank you for finding this and thanks for subscribing to that. I appreciate it a lot. Soshweed. No idea what your name is, but you are Soshweed, and I appreciate you listening. That's awesome. Say hello in the comments. Appreciate it. Simon O'Dwyer, appreciate your subscription. Troy Robinson, thanks a lot. Kyle Martin, thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. Hope you're listening to episode 3. Stephen Wiltshire, Chris Bean, and lastly, Firefighter Golf, who has a number of subscribers. I got to check out your channel, buddy. I have not seen it yet, so I don't know what you're doing over there. So I'm excited. Actually, let's check it out. What's going on over here?
Hello and welcome to Firefighter Golf. My name is Steve Pope and I'm a captain on the Kansas City, Kansas Fire Department, and I've been on the job for 25 years. This channel was made, as well as my other social media, to bring awareness to PTSD in the fire service,
All right.
as well as the other first responder professions. I use the game of golf to help me decompress and reinvigorate back into everyday life. So please hit the like and subscribe button.
Just did,
That'll
buddy.
help this channel grow.
Just did.
We'll bring more eyes to the mission. The more eyes on this mission, the more first responders might see it.
All right. All
The
right.
more first responders it will help.
All right.
Let them know
all right,
that they're
all right.
not alone. This is real. The stress from this job, the things that we see, piles up over time.
What a great concept.
And it affects us with our family, substance abuse, and the worst one of all is dying by suicide.
Yep,
And
that is a big one. Firefighter Golf. I have a cousin who I lost. Served as a police officer in California for roughly 2 decades, and I lost him to suicide. At the end of his shift, he was driving home and stopped on the side of the road, and we lost him. So unexpectedly, this took a turn here, but I'm super thankful for that channel, actually. So, everybody who's listening in, jump over there and hit that subscribe button. He's got a little over 1,000 folks. It looks like our boy is doing about a video every couple of weeks, it looks like. Yeah, this is awesome.
There are some.
Whoa. So yeah, looks pretty cool. So brother, thank you for that. My whole family is firefighters, actually. I've got 2 battalion chiefs, a city chief, and then a number of folks that were all firefighters, either Cal Fire at some point and also inside some of the larger cities. So yeah, that's awesome, dude. Thanks for that. So that's the 10 or 11 folks. There are other subscribers. I think we're up to 30 or something. And but I can't see them. They're not publicly visible, so I don't know. So yeah, let's get to this rant. Actually, I need to calm down before we get at this. So. Oh, so delicious. That's great. That's good stuff. All right. Today, right now, we have on tap. What was this? This is one of my all-time favorite beers. It's a derivative of maybe my all-time favorite beer. It is Belching Beaver peanut butter milk stout, but it's a twist on it called Viva la Beaver. So they throw a little cinnamon in there, and it's like a Mexican chocolate stout, I guess. It tastes like Mexican chocolate in a beer, but things golfers drink. Stuff golfers drink? What was I calling it? No, I think it's things golfers drink. So I've had this on tap at many a yard house after many a round of golf with the fellas. Yeah. So I need to talk to you guys about something serious. It's extremely, extremely serious. It's about what I'm seeing on social media in golf social media. If you have an Instagram account, which I'll be honest, that's the only social media account I have, and there is one for off-brand golf. You can find it just by searching off-brand golf and subscribe to it if you want. I'm struggling because I hate social media. YouTube, I think, is useful in life. However, I have some issues with the things that they do on the platform that aren't so great. But they will use me and I will use them, and we'll enjoy this. But yeah, overall I hate social media. So I'm already off on the wrong foot with this. But what I see on social media is in the golf world is just shitty. It's not good. It's not good content. Like, my whole feed is mostly golf stuff. And it's primarily, I guess, under the guise of comedy, but the shit is not funny. The stuff is not funny. It's repetitive. It's become stale. It's not good. The problem is, I would love to get into Instagram and I would love to create content there, whether it's clips from this show or, funny stuff and memes. But like I said, I think the problem is, personally, I think that social media does more harm than good just in society. So it's difficult for me to want to engage in it at all, right? So I do my best to stay off of it. The only reason I have my own personal page is because I just wanted to kind of have a place to chronicle my experiences in life real simply, so that when I'm 75 or 85, I can go somewhere and look back at a chronological tile piece of everything that I've done. Like, if you're sitting on your deathbed, to be thinking about, that golf course you played in Dubai or India, or the time you played Bethpage Black or whatever, right? If you have images that can spark those memories, I would love to spend my last days just thinking about that stuff, laying in a recliner looking out a window at some cactus before I die, right? I think that's kind of what drove me to kind of build that. But I'm definitely not doing it to capture subscribers. I don't follow a ton of useful stuff on Instagram. I don't follow a lot of celebrities. I don't listen to a lot of golf podcasts either. I know that there are some, and there are some pretty popular ones out there, but they all talk about the same thing. So if there's an event that happened, dude, golf is as boring as it ever was. We can agree to disagree on that take, I guess, but it's still a bunch of primarily white guys just out there, playing golf. So, the other thing is, everybody fucked up and they tried to cancel a couple of guys for saying some stupid shit in the middle of tournaments, and all of a sudden the cool stuff that was happening on golf social media by pro golfers, the glimpse into their lives that you used to get went away fast. It went away fast. And it's because there are all of these social media accounts that chronicle all of this shit and regurgitate it over. Like if you follow 50, let's say 100, let's say you follow 100 golf social media accounts, right? 100 Instagram accounts that are all golf. What you're going to have is one thing gets posted by a pro golfer, right? And everybody who follows that pro golfer also follows all the big names in golf, right? So golf.com, Golf Digest, Golf Channel, so on and so forth, right? What's funny is when you talk about the other, and I'm not going to, like, the other thing is I'm going to rip some of these social media platforms that are primarily social media accounts that are primarily, golf podcasts or whatever. They're like the quote smaller guys. I'm going to rip them. So probably not going to mention them by name just because I don't want to come out here and start throwing bombs at them and be a dick about it. But, some of them suck pretty bad. But what suck worse than them are, the Golf Digest of the world, the golf, magazine, which is golf.com. Like those guys are awful. They're so bad because their social media feeds are literally just reposts of everything every pro golfer posts that's of any interest at all, right? So if it's the SB2K or whatever with all those guys before they went and got girlfriends and got married and shit and were like hanging out all the time, and, with Ricky and JT and who's that guy that used to putt really well? It was really good for like 2 years and then forgot how to putt and sucks now. Almost like about to lose his card. Oh, Mrs. Vestgood loves this guy. What's his name? Spieth, Jordan Spieth. So they used to do cool stuff. They would go on those trips, or they would post stuff together at a restaurant or doing whatever they're doing, partying at the house. All this stuff would just get regurgitated by like 100 accounts. So if you're following these guys, you're also following those accounts, and those accounts aren't thinking about that at all. They suck. So they just repost that shit, and you'd see the same thing 100 times in your feed when one thing happened, and it was awful. So ultimately, what's kind of calmed that down a little bit is like these guys don't post anything to their social media accounts very much at all. Every now and then, like DJ will post something that's like personable, but like these guys don't post anymore unless it's an advertisement. Like Ricky Fowler will not post a single thing unless it's sponsored or it ties into an advertiser or an advertisement that he's involved with. He used to be all kinds, like for every one post that is just natural and organic, he does 100 ads, right? When he was like good, he was posting all the time, or before he got married, or I don't know what changed it. I'm sure somebody tried to cancel him, or somebody, criticized something he was doing. Justin Thomas. I'm actually shocked that I see Justin Thomas post anything about his personal life at all after him calling himself the F word, the FA word in the middle of a missed putt. He that was the end of him on social media, right? Like he's not really, he's going to do the best he can to like limit his exposure. And there have been some other guys, right? So I think other guys have kind of gotten busted up. Scott Piercy is another one. Scott Piercy made fun of made fun of something Pete Buttigieg had said, and he got busted up a little bit. So he had to say he was sorry, and that was the end of him posting anything. I mean, now very generic posts out of him. And by the way, I'm a huge Scott Piercy fan. Went to the same school at the same time, and just an incredible story. Incredible story. The guy was like in college with a kid and made the pro tour doing that. But so that's like a big complaint, is the mainstream media social accounts just suck because they just regurgitate and repost stuff that is trash and shit anyways. So they suck. Then there's all kinds of fucking wokeness going on with their stuff. So like, I mean, clearly everyone's getting sick of like the woke bullshit that just permeates our culture in this moment in time. And there's just a ton of unreasonable golf content coming out of those channels anyways, and they're just reposting a lot of trash. That part sucks. So then you get to what's interesting. So by the way, there are YouTube channels that are just fucking phenomenal with the golf channel, the golf content. There's a lot of guys who do stuff that's, can be educational. You can learn from some of it, but then some of it is just incredibly entertaining. Like the ideas, the fact that Rick Shields is out there still producing golf content that's original, especially original to him, and doing things that are phenomenal. I wish that he still did club reviews. I don't know why he doesn't do those anymore. I mean, I think that was kind of like where his bread and butter came, and now he's just like, I think I saw a video of him. I didn't watch it, but I saw that he just posted a video of him like paying guys $1 per yard for their long drives, like on Top Golf. What's that platform? At driving ranges, they have the shot tracer, I think. But so like he's still coming up with stuff that's like pretty fun to watch. Although I do wish he would go back to doing some reviews, but like maybe that market's saturated for those types of things, right? There's a lot of other guys like Mark Crossfield and whoever. So YouTube has some really good stuff, right? Random Golf Club. We just talked to one of the guys that was on one of those shows and another show prior, right? And he does some really cool stuff about some little known golf courses. That's incredible. And there's some other stuff too, like Ken Wavy Golf. Interesting, some of the stuff that he does. It's creative. I don't think it's funny. I know, again, it's another like kind of comedy kind of guy. Like I don't laugh out loud at stuff like that. Like I think of comedy being stuff that makes you laugh, or things that are funny. If it's clever and it's relatable, I guess that's something else. And actually that could be my problem, right? So my problem personally with a lot of this stuff is I think it purports to be comedy, but like I don't laugh at it. I mean, I can kind of relate to it because, I'm a golfer, so I've been in some of those situations and I get it. But that's an interesting question, I think, for you guys. And by the way, you guys, you can comment in the comment section over at YouTube. I think that'll be the primary like discussion place for when these shows drop. But you can also email me too. So it's walker@offbrand.golf. So walker@offbrand.golf. Email me about whatever. You got something you want me to play on the show, email me that. Just want to say what's up, have a show idea, have a question about something. Just that's the email you want to send that to. So walker@offbrand.golf. I'll start with that. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to get into Twitter for this gig. I don't think that's happening. Can't fucking stand that thing. such a shit pool. So we might just keep it to those two channels. But yeah, if you want to email me about whatever, email away. I would love it. Just say hi. My email inbox is primarily from golf companies, so be nice to talk to a listener or two. So, but yeah, then so I guess if you think about it, there's the mainstream. When you think about like golf content production, you think about like the mainstream assholes, right? So you've got like Golf Magazine, you've got Golf Digest, you've got Golf Channel, who, you know, tried their hand at creating original content outside of just covering golf events for a number of years. And the unfortunate thing I think about that is that some of those shows were great, but clearly people were just not watching them, right? No, I mean, Big Break would have never gone away if people were actually watching those. And I think if I'm not mistaken, they would play Big Break on fucking Monday night. So I think it was opposite of like Monday Night Football, which why would you do that? Like I don't. In fact, their big content lineup, maybe they just went all in on the content lineup that they had on Monday. I don't know. I guess if you want to take on that time slot and try to pull people away from Monday Night Football, and I obviously am well aware that Monday Night Football is not what it used to be. A few years ago, it was kind of in transition, I think. Obviously, Sunday Night Football is now the big ticket game, and sometimes Thursday. But, you know, 4, 5, 10 years ago, it was still the marquee night game. And I guess if you're going to go all in on content and try to, you know, just not call it a total loss that night, you're going to do that. But I don't understand why you would do that. Why wouldn't you put like the golf fix? Was that daily or weekly? Wait, it was golf. Michael, God, what was his name? Oh, blank. Somebody's screaming right now. Someone's screaming at their radio. You're listening on a radio. Michael Breed. Yeah, Michael Breed. So his show is great once a week. You know, but they pulled the plug on all that programming. And the only reason why you pull plugs on programming and you don't do it anymore is because nobody's watching. So unfortunately, nobody watched any of that stuff. I thought it was great content. Could have been the time slot that they were putting it in. I mean, does Faraday do a show anymore? I don't know. COVID might have done him in. So I don't even think Faraday's doing a show anymore. So, you know, Golf Channel's gone to just explicit, like they will play their morning drive show and golf, the like ESPN version of golf, the Golf Channel version of like Sports Center. God, I'm blanking on all kinds of shit tonight. So they'll play that on repeat like all day, and then they'll repeat whatever tour they have on tap. And by the way, getting away from like the original content, right now, if you are a golf fan or a golfer, right now is the best time to watch golf there is all year round. And I know I'm probably going to get canceled for saying that, but like if you are a golf fan and you just like watching golf, right now this is the time of your fucking life. It is great because you have golf on Golf Channel almost 24 hours a day from Wednesday night to Sunday night. There is something on at all times because you have the PGA Tour either playing somewhere in the United States or somewhere in Asia during the fall and winter season. And then, you know, there's some breaks that they have that are covered up by European Tour events, which is now about to be the World Tour. By the way, I think that's a phenomenal move. They have been a World Tour for years. Never understood why they kept saying the European Tour when they would play literally all over the planet. I think that if they rebrand that, they could actually compete very well against, some of the golf being played on the PGA Tour. I think they could be a little bit better competition than they are. So I'm happy to see them. They're way off that, but taking a step in the right direction. So that's awesome. But you get to watch that in the middle of the night, right? Because if they're playing in Abu Dhabi, they're going to tee off at 8 o'clock Pacific time or whatever. So if you're a golf fan, you could literally watch golf 24 hours a day until basically the PGA Tour comes back from holiday break in Hawaii on the first week of January. So just a great time to be a golf fan. But that's just golf, right? That's just golf coverage. So they don't do outside content, but on YouTube there's tons of it, and it's fucking great. It's great. There is so much golf content on YouTube to watch. If you are a golf fan, you have an endless supply of really cool shit, right? The golf podcasts. So we talked about mainstream stuff. We talked about YouTube golf content, which is thumbs up, mainstream stuff, thumbs down, especially on the social media accounts. They're fucking garbage. Then you get to social media accounts that are just, supporting podcasts, or they're just out there as standalone, whatever, TikTok or whatever. And the shit is fucking terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. So let's go through a list of different things that suck. Number one is golf trick shots. Golf trick shots are they're the most played out garbage goddamn thing you could watch on TikTok or Instagram of all time. Honestly, if you've seen one, you've literally seen every other one. Literally, all of them. It's not entertaining. They're anticlimactic. Most of them, it's cool I guess if you look at them in a vacuum and pretend like they didn't spend 27 minutes setting up the camera and then 27 hours trying to complete this. Some of these things happen at night, and you fucking know they started at 10 a.m. trying to capture this shot, right? So, if they're especially difficult, where they're trying to land a golf ball on a fucking shot glass on the backboard of a basketball hoop that they're 2 football fields away, clearly they didn't just walk out there and throw the ball into it. So cool that it happened, but anybody's going to be able to accomplish something if they. So I guess it's a homage to being persistent, I guess, but golf trick shots suck. They suck ass. And if you disagree with me, fight me in the comments, because I will. You try to prove me wrong on that one. They suck. So if you've seen one of those, you've seen them all. They're played out. They're just not good. Another thing that drives me nuts, and this is a more recent. Thank God the golf tricks have died down a little bit, but this is a more recent trend that I'm getting really tired of. But it's pro golfers on your standard Muni driving range, busting balls over the net or something, or Top Golf is another one. So last week, Bryson DeChambeau went to a Top Golf with his driver and yacked a ball over the net, which I understand that he's probably clearing that net, because I don't think it's very, very much over 200 yards. It's 220 maybe. So I understand he's probably yakking those shitty golf balls. They don't fly that far because they've got a RF chip in them, and they're made out of feathers, I think, still, or hard mud or something. So he's probably jacking it like 275, which is a crush job for a shit ball like that. But on the contrary, you know, I've gone in there with a real driver and yacked it over the fence. So, I mean, it's like not that exciting to see a guy like crush a ball over the fence. I understand that it's Bryson DeChambeau, but like all my friends can do the same thing. So like that's not exciting. And like it's anticlimactic as fuck, right? You see Rory McIlroy, same thing. What's he gonna do with the driver? He's gonna yak it over the fence. Like there's no surprise there. Like I'm not like, ooh, oh, show me more. Subscribe. Like that, it doesn't happen. It sucks. So I'm not down with that. Another thing I'm really, really, really not down with is there has been the like, this is so politically incorrect, and I know I'm going to get hammered, and 20 different people are going to hear this and totally get it wrong or take me wrong, but there are the Instagram and TikTok accounts of like hot chick golfers are just gross. Like I hate them. They like good on you girls for you know finding a way to hustle these clicks, but they're awful. They're so bad. They are so bad. And what's so bad about them is there is oftentimes zero creativity, just none. There's very few times good. So by the way, if you are a golfer and you are a good golfer and you're trying to stand out because you're a good golfer, like you're not going to be on TikTok and you're not going to be on Instagram, you know, and you're certainly not going to be doing Instagram and TikTok with like your ass hanging out, your bare ass hanging out of a golf skirt, you know, with your cleavage pushed out of the top of your golf skirt, you know, thirst trapping a bunch of fucking guys who, you know, either have only had sex with their wife for the last 15 years or haven't ever had sex. Like thirst trapping those dudes, that's if you can play golf, and it doesn't matter your gender, if you can play golf, that's not what you're doing. You're out playing golf. You're on some sort of tour. In this case, LPGA, Symetra, whatever, right? Sunshine, whatever the fucking leagues are. You're on those, right? You're not wearing see-through shirts, primping around and trying to get your like count up. But like on top of that, now I will say, without naming names, there are some golf contributors in that world that are phenomenal that also are women. So there are plenty of cool content creation by women. But if you are a person that's on TikTok or on Instagram and you are female and you are just replicating the formula that women in other male-dominated hobbies have already done before you, if you're just replicating that formula, like you're not getting any props. You're not getting any props from me and really nobody. We all talk shit about you. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm like I don't think I've ever met a golfer ever who was like, oh yeah, those, you know, TikTok chicks that with no clothes on, you know, sweating it out, just skanking it up on Instagram. Like nobody loves you. Like you're not getting props for that. Like it's the same. It's literally reminds me of the same thing that went on 10, 12 years ago with gaming, right? You had like these girl gamers who are just, you know, trying to be as hot or, you know, manga or anime as they can and just trying to, you know, get donations on their Twitch stream and whatever, and just trying to get like incels and dudes who, you know, have been married to the same chick for 2 decades to throw money their way. So I get it. Go on, girl, get your game. That's fine. Do what you can to hustle. I'm not hating the hustle. I'm just saying it sucks. And like, I hate it when people are like forwarding me this stuff and they're like, "Oh, this chick's so hot." It's like, yeah, great. She's a hot girl. I've seen, I'm 40 something years old. And I've lived in California most of my life. And the other cities I've lived in are notorious for having hot women in them or good-looking people in them. So I've seen it before. If you put them in a golf skirt, it doesn't change much for me. So I don't know. I don't get what the appeal is, because it's certainly not like excellent golf, right? Like, I'm not following them for excellent golf. So that stuff's just rough. Like, it's not I don't get the appeal of it. It's just thirst trapping in golf, which happens, like I said, in gaming, construction. Like, there are other industries where people spend time online looking at this stuff, and it's just all the same. It's thirst trapping. So, not including the people that do, really, really, there are, and I'm not going to name accounts either way on this, but there are pretty cool stuff. Then you get down to like, look, I'm going to let's crack open Instagram right now, and we're going to look at, there are some unique ones out there making cool stuff. Here's what I'm talking about, by the way. I just opened this up, and it's Lefty giving the same interview on PGA Tour, golf.com, Golf Digest. It's all the same. It's like terrible. Okay, so here is a very popular golf podcast that talks about pro golf like all the other golf podcasts. And I'm looking at their feed, and I've just scrolled through. I'm trying to count as I do this, but I've just scrolled through 10 posts. I want to make sure this is accurate. 10 posts on their Instagram. And of these 10 posts, three are just reposts of the golf, like, what do you call them? Golf chicks, I guess. The account Golf Chicks calls them golf chicks. Let's just call them golf chicks. So there are 3 golf chicks, and 4 out of 10. This is another shitty trend in these posts. If I have to see another fucking, like, I'm making excuses to be on the golf course for 7 hours, or like I'm trying to convince my wife that golf rounds take 7 hours because I don't want to go home posts. If I see another fucking one of those, I'm going to throw up. And by the way, that is the post that got me in front of this microphone today to talk about this, because they are terrible. I can't do it with those anymore. Yes, I understand that if you're married and you have children, your fucking life sucks. I get that you want to be on the golf course for 4.5 hours and then in the clubhouse with your boys smashing beers for another 3. And, they repurpose every other clip that they can find or every other meme that they can find to try to be like, oh, when your wife dials you and you're on the 17th tee, it's fucking played out. That's the problem with this shit. It's not funny. And then it gets played out like, oh my God, we got a winner. So they keep going. And the tragic fucking part is there are fucking goofballs out there by like the tens of thousands just liking this stuff. And it sounds like I'm hating on it. I'm not. I just don't understand it. Like, I don't understand it. It's probably much the same reason that like Saturday Night Live is still on TV. Shit hasn't been funny for like 20 fucking years. Everybody agrees on it, but somehow it's like, people still watch it, I guess. I mean, like late night television shows have not been funny in, you know, I mean, David Letterman was the all-time greatest, but at least, you know, Jay Leno was funny also. I mean, I'd say Dave Letterman, like the last 10 years of the show that he did it wasn't that great. He just, you know, he became like this cranky old fuck and he wasn't, you know, he's just bitching about shit and wasn't funny. But like the guy was hilarious. And now we just have, I mean, part of the problem is like, I think the genre has changed, right? So maybe I don't know, late night talk shows aren't comedy anymore, right? Maybe they're political pundits at this point. But I mean, obviously it's talking head political shit that they try to make jokes about all night. And maybe they've stepped out of comedy, I guess. I don't know. So, but like, I don't know. People still watch that shit. Like it's predictable, right? Their jokes don't hit. It's not like watching a Dave Chappelle special, right? Or like Theo Vaughn. It's not, that stuff's funny. So I don't get it. Like, and what's funny is like the whole, your wife thinks you're like playing a 7-hour round of golf. Like, it's funny one time, like the very first time, and it's not even funny. Like, you see it and you think to yourself, oh, I get that. I've been in that situation. And then you never want to see it again. Yet every account just, they pound on it. And then like, you know, there's the same videos of like the shitty golfers missing the ball and falling down. And, you know, it's just all so repetitive. It sucks. The other thing is this is something I end up like talking a lot about when I talk about like my overall golf experience. So I'm a guy who plays golf in pretty much any city I travel to. So if I'm traveling for work or, you know, a golf tournament or just to hang out with friends or whatever, golf is usually involved somehow. If I'm not playing golf with the buddies that I'm traveling with, I'm you know, at least going out for a round or two, like in the morning, like in lieu of a workout, right? Like, and I want to go play golf in a new state or whatever. So when you go out by yourself, you get paired a lot with a lot of random guys, as you know. And it's a little different when you're always playing the same one or two golf courses in your hometown or your city, and you run into the same kinds of guys or the same guys. But when you, I guess what I'm trying to say is like me doing that, I have a broad sampling of who is on a golf course wherever they are in the country. So through that, there are definitely trends, right? So you see commonalities that are shared by all of the folks that you played with. And then there are some like standouts, right? There are some real different people that are not the same as the guys that, you know, you're playing with. So one of the things that I will say I notice, because when you are traveling and you are by yourself, obviously, you know, there are some lame ass questions that get asked, like, what do you do for work? Like, you can always like count on the same questions being asked of you when you're playing with a bunch of strangers, right? Or all four of you guys are strangers, or two of you are and one aren't, whatever the case. You always get asked what you do for work and where you're from, right? So the where you're from question, if I'm in Florida playing around a golf, or I'm in Texas playing around a golf, and, you know, they're like, hey, where are you from? I say where I'm from, and then, you know, uh, they ask like, what are you doing playing by yourself, in Texas or in Florida or in New York or wherever you're at. And then you start telling them, oh, I'm here for a work trip, but, about to get on the flight later on tonight. What, wanted to check out this golf course, whatever. Then inevitably, you get somebody being like, oh my God, that's like the best life. Or, I mean, sometimes it's just a solo trip, right? Like I've just decided like it's middle of goddamn winter where I'm at and I would like to go be someplace that's warm. So I'm going to solo trip it out, right? Book a hotel for a weekend, go play some golf by myself. If my buddies can come, they come. If they can't, they can't. I'll still go. And then you get like, oh, yeah, I just decided on Friday, like I would bail out of work and fly down here and play some golf. They're like, oh my God, that must be great. There's no way you're like, you must not be married then, right? And so, no, I'm not. So I'm not married. No kids. No kids. The follow-up statement that I get after that, and by the way, so many times this happens. I mean, I don't even need to be traveling. I could be just playing around a golf in my neighborhood, and it could be in the middle of summer, and I went and teed off at 4:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, and same thing, right? Oh man, must not have any kids or a wife you have to like jam home to. Nope, absolutely not. Inevitably, the same comment follow up, which is good, don't do it. Some sort of version of good, don't do it. And so, I mean, man, I probably hear that at least once a month for sure. I mean, if I'm thinking about it, I haven't been playing with too many randoms lately, so probably didn't hear it that much, the last couple months. But like on average, I would say it's one time per month I hear that. And if that's being said, like that just gives you a window into the soul of the average guy who thinks, we're out on a golf course. This is a stranger. I have a safe place to just start saying all of this shit, right? So, I mean, then it's usually followed up by like, oh, I love my kids, but if I had the chance, I might not have done it, or maybe I would have waited a decade and got in some travel and do what you're doing right now. So, my point is what happens is they're like guys on the golf course, if they get like a random dude that they can talk to about stuff, and I'm pretty personable, I would say, on the golf course. So they will immediately get on the couch and just start telling you everything, right? Like they will just bitch about their kids, their fucking wife they can't stand. I've heard about like, oh, I love being out on the golf course, but I know my wife's at home getting blasted by her yoga instructor. Like shit like that, right? And like it's pretty nuts, right? So guys will really open up, and you really learn a lot about, what they do or don't do in their personal lives. Like, dude, I've had just like, I mean, I played with like 3 guys that were racking lines in the fucking off their iPhones in the cart in between holes. And dude, like I was playing recently by myself on like a like a Saturday afternoon. And none of my buddies could play, so I went out and walked on, and I got paired with 3 guys who had lied to their fucking wives about they didn't want to spend a lot of money on a trip, but they lied to their wives about going to like Scottsdale or some shit. I forget where they said, or San Diego maybe. I can't remember. They were going to some warm weather location, but they like fucking lied. They weren't in. This didn't occur there. They were just staying the night at a buddy's house because his wife was out of town, and that's they just want to play golf and drink all weekend and like kill hookers or whatever they were doing. So guys will if you play golf and you spend any amount of time in that setting, you're gonna learn real quick that guys are definitely playing golf just to stay away from their fucking wife and kids, right? They hate it. They hate it. So, once you've seen that meme one time, you never need to see that meme again. You don't need to see it fucking every week from the same account over and over and over again. Like, we fucking get it, dude. We get it. We really get it. We really get it. So I think I'm gonna stop. Ranting on that. It's definitely, I don't know. I'm discouraged when I look at what's going on. And I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm biased. How do you guys, hit it up in the comments. How do you guys, I guess the one question is, how do you feel about social media in general? Do you like to interact with it? Do you spend a lot of time on it? And be honest, do you wish that you didn't spend so much time on it? And then secondarily, do you like the golf content that's produced on, say, Instagram or TikTok? Do you think that it's good or do you think that it's bad? Overwhelmingly, I think it's shitty. And I have listened to golf podcasts, and there are a couple of them that are popular. But again, the other thing is I quit watching ESPN decades ago, literally almost 20 years ago, because, honestly, I do enjoy pro sports, but all I need is to watch the actual game. There are 162 baseball games. I don't need fucking analysis on each team or what they do night in and night out. I just don't. Watching 162 games is enough. Even with the NFL and the schedule that they play, much, much shorter, once a week, but I don't need 6 days in between of a fucking analysis about what they're going to do. I understand that that's largely been taken over by fantasy talk, which is cool. I guess that's helpful for fantasy dweebs, you nerds, you fucking geeks. If you guys are doing that, that's cool. But I don't need to listen to Merrill Hodge break down, 10 different aspects of the same running play. I just don't need it. That's not what I'm into. So therefore, I don't need to listen to podcasts talk about golf stuff. Golfers are boring, right? They're just golfers. Watching golf can be incredible, but I don't need analysis or breakdowns or whatever. So, I mean, the most interesting part of golf podcasts that I hear when the personalities that you get to know and love over the time period that you're listening to them, I think there's two pieces of that. One is it's great to hear their stories and their experiences. That's a lot of fun. That's kind of what inspired me to bring this to a golf show, to bring my experiences in my life to a golf show. But I think that's a good aspect of those shows. The other thing is when they actually interview the actual golfers and they get off topic and start talking about things that you wouldn't have expected them to talk about, right? So when you get to the inside baseball, so to speak, of things, I think that's pretty entertaining. So I don't know, just not impressed. So guys, hit up the comments at youtube.offbrand.golf. Maybe I'm way off base. Maybe you hate what I'm saying right now. Let me hear it. I'd love to give some commentary on whether you guys think it sucks or not. So, yeah, let's do that. So topic topic number 2 for tonight is along the same lines. One is, hold on, I got to get a big swig of this Viva la Beaver here. Once it hits your lips, it's just hard to stop. Man, that is chocolatey goodness. Love that shit. You guys at Belching Beaver are amazing. Great. Chocolate stout. It's like cold where I'm at right now, too. This is great. This is great. Okay. So topic number 2 is this. What is out of bounds and inbounds to talk about on the golf course when you are playing with strangers? What is inbounds and what is out of bounds when on the golf course talking to strangers? Honestly, guess it depends on the situation. But at first, let's say you went out as a single, you got paired with 3 guys you don't know. Either they know each other or they don't know each other, whatever it is. What's in bounds to talk about? Can you just treat them like friends, talk about whatever? Should you just shut your fucking mouth, play your golf game and ignore them? Act like Tiger when he was, 18 years old? For my money, I'm going to talk about everything. In fact, an idea I had, again, another question for the comments, an idea that I've had for content on this channel would to create a playlist and just interview guys with inappropriate questions on the golf course. And just make short videos, 2-3 minute videos, and just throw them up. So, very inappropriate conversations, or stuff that would trigger people. So, if I find out that somebody's like a Trump loving, Murica guy, I would trigger him. And try to get him to talk about Biden or something, or vice versa. If it was just an insane liberal dude, crazy liberal guy, stabbing babies in wombs and stuff, I would just I would ask him a bunch of Trumpy questions, or what actually would be fucking great is if I found a guy like that and then just asked him normal golf questions and then just kept whispering, "Let's go, Brandon," while he was trying to answer them. So I'd ask him question A and he'd be giving answer A. And then I would just be like, "Let's go, Brandon." He'd be like, "What?" I'd be like, "Oh, no, sorry. Go ahead. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go, Brandon." That would be hilarious. I would love to troll a guy like that. Might not make the rest of the round with him, but yeah, it's an idea. So, I would love to ask inappropriate golf questions. So I don't know if that's the line I'll take, but there will be some of that. I think that could be entertaining. But dude, honestly, just talking to strangers, I think everything is game. I think all the sensitive topics like politics, and politics is a good one right now, because I think we're in need of, with the climate, the way that the country is right now, I think we're in desperate need of honest conversations. Because what's funny is if you look on the internet, or you look in the news, or you look in the mainstream media, according to them, according to it, everybody fucking hates everybody else, right? But when you look in real life, or you look in broader markers, and a broader marker for this purpose of conversation is defined as something that has ideas, either right, left, or middle, with a large audience that people are listening to. So what's funny is you look at like the mainstream media, which is obviously like biased all the way to the left, and then you look at like Fox News, which is biased all the way to the right, and you look at guys like, you know, individuals on the right or left, like left being a guy like Brian Cohen, who, you know, has a YouTube channel. You know, some people listen to him. Then you look at like guys on the right who would be the version of him would be Ben Shapiro. So some guys like listen to him. You know, they have audiences, but they're very small compared to a guy like Joe Rogan, who is in the middle, not overly political. Like obviously political folks try to pull him into the middle of things, right? Like as they tried to do with Aaron Rodgers recently. And then, you know, they stay the middle. They stay reasonable. They just deal within reason and talk about things that just make sense, right? And that's satisfying to a lot of people, and that's attractive to a lot of people. Like a lot of people. Like I have no idea what Joe's overall reach is, but it's massive. It's millions upon millions of people. Like crushes anything that the biased sources like Fox or CNN or whoever do, right? And that's because I think when you look at in the real world where people stand on things, there are a lot more people in a reasonable position to have conversations than not, right? So I think those audiences in those channels are indicative of where people are in the real world. And I talk to an awful lot of strangers, especially on golf courses and especially in golf events and especially while traveling for stuff like that. And just traveling in general. I speak, you know, solo trips, work trips, whatever, where I'm out by myself, having dinner at bars, standing next to people with bartenders, blah, 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 all over the place. And, you know, I'll make a comment and just get right into it. I'm telling you, the way that those audiences split up, where you have a massive group in the middle, like talking about reason, and you have two fringe groups, you know, looking at all this other fucking, you know, crazy, psychotic woke bullshit on the one side, and, you know, ultra like right, like crazy nonsense on that side. That's way out on the edge. There are very few people like that. And when you start to have conversations with strangers, you're going to find, dude, the crazy part is when you start to ignore those channels, you'll realize we all have way more in common than those channels would tell you, those fringe channels would tell you. So it's important for us, I think, to have those conversations, political in nature, maybe even religious, you know, personal view type, worldview type conversations. It's important to have those with strangers, especially in a golf course, because the best part is you're going to spend 4.5 hours with those people and you can have some really exploratory conversations. Or if it doesn't hit right and you figure out that you disagree on all that, you have 4.5 hours to like move on to another topic and talk about something else. So it's a perfect venue for that. And, you know, so that's one, right? Like, I think it's important because if you do have differences, it's a great chance to learn from somebody who sees something different than you. And even if you don't learn anything, you've just been exposed to some ideas that aren't yours, right? Which is great for you. The other thing that makes it important is because I think with all this horse shit that is being pumped out by mainstream media across both sides of the spectrum, but not just that, but just in the American culture, it's so fucking divisive, right? You've got political parties that are, I mean, there were definitely some divisive things said with the last like presidential administration. And now currently there are some real fucking divisive things being said, right? That pits people against one another. And, you know, when you start having conversations with random strangers, like I said, at a golf course, you know, at a work trip while you're out to dinner, at a poker table, you know, wherever it is that you congregate with other people, you start having those conversations, you're going to realize you're all kind of on the same page. It's important for us to breach those tough subjects and keep it normal that breaching those subjects is okay, because, you know, you're going to start to have those conversations and you're going to see a lot of overlap between your personal beliefs and other people's personal beliefs. It's super important to have those conversations. So, you know, if somebody wants to talk politics, like let's have it. And like, you obviously, as an individual, you got to kind of try to sense that and make sure that somebody's not being upset, or that you're talking about something that's going in a way that they could get upset, because, you know, nobody goes out on the golf course to be like fucking pissed at anything other than the shanks that they're fucking ripping all over the goddamn county, right? So you don't want to add to that sort of thing, but fuck it. Like talk about your divorce, talk about politics, talk about your fucking, you know, your ex-wife that's a piece of shit and taking you to court every time you get a raise to get more money, you know, for your kid who's fucking 17 and on his way to college that you're gonna pay for. If it sounds like I've heard that before, I've definitely heard that before. But like, yeah, just talk about whatever. I think it's all on board. I mean, that's how I would handle it. But are there topics like you guys wouldn't talk about, right? Like, what wouldn't I talk about on a golf course? I guess if I was paired with O.J. Simpson in Las Vegas, I probably wouldn't talk about being a waiter or, you know, living in Brentwood. Or if I was blonde with big tits, I probably would just opt to play in another group. But beyond that, I mean, like if I got paired with Donald Trump at his club, I probably wouldn't talk about election fraud or something. I don't know. I guess if I got paired with some Instagram golfer model, I probably wouldn't talk about Instagram with her. I'd probably avoid that because I would take 2 looks at her fucking shitty profile and just lay into her and talk about how bad she sucks. Oh God. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've seen some you know, I made some good friends out of some random golf matchups. You know, actually, one of, I think, the bigger regrets of my life is there have been 1 or 2 times that I played golf with somebody and, like, you know, you could feel that vibe, right? Like you get paired with somebody and you're like vibing the whole time and like you're thinking like, dude, this guy'd actually be a lot of fun to play with, and like, you know, this guy could be a friend. And like, I've definitely like gone the like hard to get route with the bro, with like the new golf bro, and then like regretted it when he didn't ask me out. Like that I in my head, I'm thinking about this one time I played. Oh man, where the fuck was I? Oh, I don't remember the course. But there were these 3 guys, and they were from not South Africa. They were from somewhere in Africa. I think it was Senegal. It wasn't Ethiopia. I think it was Senegal. Wherever the fuck they were from. So they were from this place, and one of the guys I was like really vibing with, like, dude, strong. Like we were putting the friend Mac down on each other like hardcore. Dude, I remember the course actually. It was a former LPGA stop in Vallejo, California, called Hidden Brook. God, and the guy had like a deeply African name, and I fucking can't remember it. Dude, if you are listening to this, you know who I am. Walker at offbrand.golf. And we'll be homies on the golf course, man. Let's do this thing. The guy was great. We had like the best rapport. And I didn't pull the trigger. I pussied out. Like, I don't know what it was either. It was like strong vibes. Yeah. Yep. And I fucking blew it. Yeah, not very good. Not very good. Also, a golf course on the 17th hole, I went into the fucking pond on a par 3. I slipped off a rock and was up to my nuts in scummy pond water. That was awful. I think I skipped the last hole and drove, and it was in the middle of fucking December. It was so gross. What a stupid move. But yeah, I mean, I'll talk about whatever. I would love to know if people won't talk, or do you not talk to people? Are you awkward on a golf course? What are other people doing? I would love to know. But yeah, I mean, it's a good time. So as I break here for a second and grab a little more of this beer, if you're listening now on YouTube, remember, drive to 1,000. We need 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to do it in record speed. So if you're listening to this right now, I don't care about comments. I mean, if you want to comment, let's fucking yuck it up in the comments. I don't give a shit. But I don't care about, notifications. Although if you want to know when these come out, I think you have to hit them because I don't think subscriptions do anything. But hit subscribe. Please hit subscribe and say that you hit subscribe, and I will give you a shout out in the next show. But yeah, hit the old subscribe button so I can get this bad boy monetized as quickly as possible. I would love it. I would appreciate it very much. But yeah, that's about it. Those two things. Golf, social media sucks ass, and I will literally talk about anything with strangers on golf courses. There was Hold up. Actually need to tell a story. There is a man named CGK who will be appearing on the next episode. Next episode? I'll have to look at the schedule. It's either the next or the episode after CGK. So CGK and I have played in a number of tournaments together and traveled as roommates for tournaments prior to this. We've also just gone on some very cool golf trips together. One time we took a trip to San Diego, California, and played in some golf. And we played in this place called Arrowwood. And the layout for Arrowwood, if you are in San Diego and you've played it, it's in the northern part of San Diego. I think it's in San Diego proper, but it could have been as high up as Carlsbad-ish, somewhere up there. Vista. Ooh. Actually, I think it's in Vista, which is in between San Diego and Carlsbad. Anyways, went there, and if you have children in the room, you should probably remove them now because there's going to be a lot of cursing and a lot of explicit talk. So this is going to be gross. If you don't like it, tell me, and then I'll ignore it that you didn't like it. So yeah, we went to Arrowwood, had a great time. And then I made a trip to San Diego a year later or something, and I really enjoyed the layout of this course. And so I went and played it again. I got paired. I was going to tee off by myself. I was kind of stoked about it because the course was generally empty, so I thought maybe I could get a little 3-hour round in there. No such luck. I get paired with a couple. And this couple is a Korean couple. And they live in like Irvine, I think, which is Irvine has a pretty large Asian community. However, it's Vietnamese, I think. But yeah, I mean, I have a good buddy who lives there who is actually also Korean. We played it as we played. He's actually part of a cool golf club. I think it's like an Asian and Asian Pacific golf club. But I played an event down there. It was super cool. So Korean couple. The husband, I think, English was not their first language, so communicating was doable, but very tough. I had to break out the old translator a couple times, but they were awesome. Like I had such a great time playing with these guys. The husband, I think, if I remember correctly, had picked up golf because his wife was like a really good golfer. I think she played in college. She just was a hell of a player. Great player. Great player. She I think she shot like 1 under. What was funny was on the back nine, she wanted to play for money. Like we were playing and I think she was like even par or something on the front side, and she was playing like the up tees, but she offered to play for money. And I was kind of like, yeah, I'll play for a little something. And I was like, how many strokes do you want? And I think I was like 4 or 5 over. She's like, wait a minute, how many strokes do you want? I was like, none. Let's play straight up. So she's like, fine, let's play straight up. So we do this, and we're playing, and throughout the back nine, I realized that what she would do is the husband would drive the car. I was in a cart. The husband would drive the cart, and she would like walk a lot of the holes, which was cool. I think that's pretty killer because she's just like walking the golf course. And I won't lie, this man's wife was incredibly hot. Like I was quite a bit younger than I am now. She was quite a bit older than I was then. She was hot, and so she would walk the course. And wait, was I in a cart? I think I walked. Fuck, did I walk the course? No, that's not true. I was in a cart. And so while she would hit her shot, I would hit my shot. We would there'd be a comment about it or whatever. And I would drive the cart like up the hole and like ask her if she wanted to ride because he had taken off. And sometimes she would be like, yeah, hey, can I grab a ride up the hill or whatever? But we were like getting to talking, and the talking became flirting like hole 14. And I sensed what was going on initially, so I wasn't super caught off guard by the flirting. But I did notice that the flirting was happening when the husband was away from her. And keep in mind, I don't know if this is a cultural thing or not, but she was definitely, I think, wearing the pants in this relationship. I think she was hardcore in control of this relationship. So they, like I said, lived in Irvine, but they had like a condo in one of the new like high rises in downtown, in like the Gaslamp quarter of San Diego, which is like downtown by the new Padres ballpark. They lived down there. So the chit chat became flirting, and at the time I was single, so I didn't give a shit. I thought it was kind of funny, and I was starting to wonder if this couple was some sort of swingery type couple, like if that was like their thing or whatever. So, my curious nature, I eventually, I was thinking about asking. I think we got to like hole 16 or 17, and I was beating her by 2 holes. And she won. I remember it came down to the last. She won 16 and 17 to tie, and then we went into 18 even. I remember it came down to the last hole, and it was a par par 5. I think I birdied it. She parred it, 1 by 1. But like a few holes prior to this, when I was looking like I was going to win going away, the husband made a joke about, you guys are playing for dinner now. And I was like, wait a minute, I got to buy both of you dinner if I lose, and you guys are going to buy me dinner if I win? He's like, no. He's like, you're playing for who pays when you take my wife to dinner later. And then he just drove off. Like, he dropped that bomb on me and like drove away. And I like looked at her, and she started laughing and like bounced away in her golf skirt. And I thought to myself, like, what the fuck is happening? So, I was like, is he serious? He's like, oh, he wants to go gambling tonight. And I want to go to dinner. Like, we have reservations at a sushi restaurant, I think, or something in San Diego. And I was like, oh, so the random guy at the golf course is going to fill in. That's what's going on here. And she was like, oh, I don't know. You have to ask him. And I was like, oh my God, there's a level of seriousness going on here. So I saw an opportunity here, and I'm not going to lie. She was the level of attractive that I would want to be involved here in order to consider doing this. So the next hole, or a little while later, I kind of brushed it off. I thought, that would be the end of it. I didn't really want to like say anything about this, but she was continuing to kind of like flirt and be friendly. She like got in the golf cart and like, I remember this. She kind of like touched my leg, in a flirtatious way. And I think, what was I going to do that night? I think I was just going to go home and like chill out and get up early and try to play like 36 the next day or something. I think I was fully on a Lone Ranger golf trip. So I was like, fuck it. If she wants to hit a little sushi, I like sushi. Let's do this. But not like, I didn't know. I didn't know if it was like a cultural thing that would be cool. I didn't think so, or if there was like some nefarious, like, proclivities involved with this. I wasn't quite sure. So, like I said, in the middle of her little comeback, the husband basically was just like, what I mentioned earlier before, I wasn't joking. You're taking my wife to dinner. I'm going to go gamble with my friends. And like, cause there's Indian casinos like all over San Diego. And I go, oh, sir, like, I am the wrong guy you want to send your wife out to dinner with. And then all he said, I'll never forget it. All he said was, that's the point. You're going. I was just like, all right, okay. So I finished kicking her ass on the golf course on that last hole. She was actually a little pissed about it. But then she was like, here, take my number. Reservations at 8 or like 8:10, something like that. And she's like, you're going to pick me up. I'll like text me. So I text her. She's like, I'm going to get in the car and send you the address. You're going to pick me up. And I was like, dude, this is fucking crazy. So, this was like kind of on the way out to the parking lot. They were driving like a Lincoln Navigator, that was just tits out. Like it was like she had fucking, what is that? Zexios, I think. I think she had Zexios and he has like Miuras, and what he had like a Circle T putter. Like they had money. So I wasn't worried about getting robbed. Like I didn't know. Like I wasn't quite sure like what was in store, but my sense of adventure said, fuck it. Like I'll do this. So, you know, this friendly conversation and communication turned into basically what was an offer of, you know, like take my wife out to dinner and bang her, I think. So, but none of that had been discussed. There was like no joke. There was nothing, like the flirtation was there or whatever. And like, I didn't know what to do. So I called CGK because CGK always has the answers for this. And, I wanted to see, what CGK thought I should do. And he said to definitely go do it. By the way, CGK stands, the first two lines of that stand for cart girl. So definitely the wrong guy to ask major, you know, life risking decisions. But he said, go do it. So I said, fuck it. I want some sushi. So I picked her up. And she comes walking out in a red, skin tight dress that went to her ankles, and a plunging neckline with her humongous, fake tits out, and a slit in this dress up to the middle part of her ass. And the intentions, I think, were well known when she got in the car, because I was going to say, hey, like, what is the nature, like, what is the nature of what we're doing tonight? And she flat out just like jumped across the seat of the rental and we started making out. So I will spare you the filthy, rotten details of the rest of the night, but there was sushi eaten for sure. So the moral of this story is make friends with your new strangers in your golf foursome, because you never know when a guy wants to gamble so bad he's going to tell you to take his wife home. That will happen, supposedly. So that was definitely good luck on my part getting paired with them, knowing that I was supposed to go out by myself. So fine couple they were. I'm sure their marriage. By the way, the whole time the after dinner festivities were happening, I was like terrified that this guy was like hiding in the fucking closet with like a camera or something. So if you've ever seen such a scene on like YouPorn or something, and it's a white guy and a really hot Korean woman, of, you know, slightly older age, that's me. So hopefully it didn't end up there. I also thought maybe he could come busting through the door and, like, after having lost tens or possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars, like, stab me to death in the middle of it. That would have been actually, I can't lie, that would have been a great way to go. I mean, it would have hurt like shit, but maybe somebody else would be telling this story and it would just be like, that's a hell of a way to go out. Like, that would be awesome. So yeah, I mean, the moral of the story is make friends with your new golfing buddies that you get paired with. So, all right. So last thing I think we'll do tonight is we're going to do golf in the news. Oh God, we're going to do golf in the news. So just one story tonight. There were a bunch of stories, not a lot of audio to analyze in these stories, but and not a lot of great stuff going on. I'll drop a link to the YouTube video of like what happened with this, and maybe we'll actually listen to it here at the end. But yeah, so story out of Gulf Shores, Alabama. This happened last month. Headline is YouTube pranksters claim they were attacked during fight on Alabama golf course. So I will say one thing. This is a couple of prankster fuckheads on a golf course causing some fucking trouble. And I love that shit. I think it's great. You know, anybody out on a golf course running a RC car around or a drone around to like fuck with people while they're playing golf and like get a rise out of them and, you know, video it, whatever. That kind of shit is hilarious to me. What's not hilarious is like when you're on a tee box next to a road and a car drives by and honks. Like, again, anything that's played out isn't going to get a giggle out of me. I don't think it's funny. Drive by and scream, "Let's go, Brandon," or drive by and scream, "Fuck you, Platy Pants," or something. You know, that would be more fun than the random honk. Don't be a pussy about it. Like, fucking get in there. So anyways, these guys are pranksters. They're like high school aged kids. I think they're well-intentioned. It's funny because the YouTube pranksters claim they were attacked during fight on Alabama golf course. So I will say this. I've seen a lot of these videos, as I'm sure you have. The old men always get crazy and start fights. It's just how it is. Like, they're amped up, they're starting to fight. They make threats, and then, you know, you call them a pussy or you get in their face, and they're gonna back it up because old people, I guess, feel like they can't get arrested or something. I don't know what these fucking guys are doing. So, anyways, I'm siding. I'll tell you right now. I haven't even listened to this story fully, but I'm siding with the fucking jackass kids because I feel like they'll do a lot of things, but they won't fight dudes, I guess. All right, here we go. Gulf Shores, Alabama. Pranksters and golf course confrontations say they were the ones who were attacked.
An air horn disrupts a golfer's backswing. These young men say they were behind the sound blast and...
By the way, in my headphones, the audio is fucked up on this. So you could tell that one channel is mono, so I'm hearing it in like my left ear. And then other parts of the video are not in stereo. Like, depending on the clip, they'll play in the right side. So this is in Alabama in some television show, and they're fucking up with the audio. So if you have headphones on and you're listening to this and you hear it in like two different headphones, that's what's going on. So fucking idiots.
And the video, they all admit they did it on purpose to record the shocked reactions of participants during a Gulf Shores tournament.
Yep.
Their plan? To produce a prank video that would generate views for their YouTube
Hell
channel.
yeah.
We find it fun. We weren't trespassing. We had permission to be there. We were at a homeowner's house that lived in Craft Farms.
An edited 4-minute video provided by the pranksters shows them hiding in the woods near that home, wearing camouflage clothing.
That's it right there. I think you can hear like people talking, but these guys are in full on camo. There's 3 like goofy white kids and like a fucking black kid with them. So it's like,
and hitting the horn at least 4 different times. The plan appeared to be working
well timed.
until a group of golfers became angry and confronted them.
Know who you're messing with before you do that.
Yes, sir. I'm the marshal.
I kill people for a living.
I kill people for a living. Yes, sir. I'm the marshal. Just a bunch of lying right there. Just a bunch of fucking lying. So by the way, the 3 kids talking about this right now, they're all lined up like shoulder to shoulder, like doing a press conference for like News WKRG5, I think, or WKBG5. They're all lined up shoulder to shoulder, like just 3 fucking, you know, rich white kids and this brother like causing trouble. And it's cool. And by the way, one of the kids has on a fucking t-shirt that says "Skip Cuddling." He decided to show up to the news conference to defend himself in a "Skip Cuddling" t-shirt. Come on. These kids are innocent.
It's really hard to say, but
He's the
gonna
one
say that
talking
we
right
were
now.
on the right side of it all.
Yeah.
Just having a fun time.
You have on a
out
Skip
there,
Cuddling
which
shirt.
led to a few men being very aggressive.
Fucking
what the pranksters also
cocksuckers, right?
claim, but the edited video does not definitively show, is that a member of their video crew was tackled and they claim beaten by a golfer.
We did not
Oh.
attack anyone. That we were attacked. Just a
Too
prank
lit
gone wrong
entertainment.
and was taken to
is this guy's
violence.
t-shirt.
Exactly who hit who isn't clear officially.
They made it seem as we just attacked them for having words with him, which that did not happen. They made it seem as we jumped them. that did not happen.
Gulf Shores police on record saying some sort of assault did happen between the golfers and pranksters. At this point, no one from either group has been charged with a crime. Investigators have not publicly released the names of the golfers, so we have not been able.
By the way, there's a video of like one of in this video, one of these fucking fat old fucks like is trying to jump something. It looks like he's jumping. He's like running and he tries to like jump over off a curb or something. And it looks like he's seconds away from just snapping his fucking
able to
ACL.
interview any of them about what happened. After the altercation and in the midst of an active police investigation, the YouTubers
kill
claim
people for
they
a
did
living.
it for online hits, not to get hit. In the end, they say a prank that got out of hand. Chad Petrie, WKRG News 5.
Shout out to Chad Petrie from News 5 for not signing off like an asshole on that. Guys tend to sign up. Okay, so they've got the YouTube video. 3 Alabama golfers attack. The truth will shock you. All right, let's play this. It's a 4-minute video, so we won't go through all of it. They recorded in stereo, so we should be good. It's fucking with the first guy. What? Right off the bat, the guy just screams into the fucking trees. Do you need me to beat somebody up, dude?
The fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
Jackass standing down here.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's up, guys?
they're getting
I'm
confronted.
with Auburn University. We're trying to get pictures of like the Red Hawks in this area.
Is that why you shoot off a horn?
I don't have no horn, just the camera.
I see a horn in your pocket.
I don't have no horn, just the camera.
Well, the horn went off when I hit.
I got my hands on the camera, man.
I don't give a damn. Your horn went off when I hit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, it was.
I swear to God.
Yeah, it was.
It
You
was-
need to keep taking pictures. I'm liable to slap you in your head.
Yes, sir.
Whoa.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
He says thank you. I love Southern guys, dude. It's so funny. Thank you, man. Oh, tough guy's going back for more.
What'd you say?
You too.
What's that?
Huh? I said have a great day.
You tell me to go on?
No, I said have a great day.
Huh?
I said have a great
You
day.
tell me to go on?
Look at this guy.
Oh,
Know who you're messing with before you do that.
Yes, sir. I'm the
I
marshal.
kill people for a living.
Really?
Yes.
I got that on video.
I don't care. I don't care.
I kill people for a living.
Have a great time.
Wow.
Hey! Dumbass. Should have held your position. Come get you.
Oh, now the tough guy's running. This is when he does the jump and almost tears his ACL. Yeah, now they're like full on chasing him. Yeah, this is wow. I could see that these guys are ready to fight. Oh, then after all that, they horned another guy. So he throws a golf ball at them. All right, they get one guy to tee off. Okay, so they didn't go on the third guy because he was like the main fighter guy.
Don't come walking towards me, guys.
You know, it's funny that the horn goes off when people...
Hey, don't come walking towards me, guys.
You know, it's funny that the horn goes off when people...
Oh shit, here's where the
It's not me. I don't have the horn.
Yeah, you got one in your pocket.
Yeah, see.
All right, man. You better watch it.
Oh, here comes the fight. Oh. See, I love this shit. When guys take it too serious, like, they're fucking with you, man. Just laugh. Like, why are you getting so mad? Now they're just running around in circles blowing the horn. See, yeah, then they just try to like explain themselves, and then there's clearly a guy like trying to attract somebody. So, dude, here's the thing. If you find yourself in this situation, somebody's trying to play a prank on you in a golf course, don't act like a fucking twat about it. Just laugh. The shit's funny. The shit is funny. Oh, Florida, wait, Alabama? Southern guys are funny too. He was just like, yeah, thank you, while he's getting his ass reamed out. Yep, thank you, sir. Thank you. Love the South. Love the South a lot. Oh, man. All right. You guys hung in there for an hour and 45 minutes. It's not even that long. I did a podcast one time that was like 6 hours, 5 hours. I was in a studio standing the whole time too, by the way. I'm going to try to get some nice long ones going on soon. Last time I'll remind you, drive to 1,000. Please, if you're listening to this, you're at the end here with us, just hit that subscribe button. Would help a ton. I don't care what else you do. I would like it if you commented so we can have a little chit chat. I don't want this going just one way. Yeah, just hit the subscribe button. It would help out a fucking ton. A ton. Let me hear your feedback. What part of that did you like? What part do you not like? Do you think Instagram chick golfers are the greatest thing of all time? Do you think their content is the greatest of all time? Tell me that. What are some Instagram accounts that don't suck, if there are those? Tell me what those are. I'll check them out. Have you ever hooked up with somebody's wife on the golf course? Tell me about that. Do you agree that people treat strangers on the golf course like the psychiatrist couch? It's getting cold outside, fellas. It is getting cold outside. We're not going to be able to play fucking golf soon. Sucks. Not where I live, though. I'll play year-round. Year-round in this goddamn desert. All right, thanks. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks a lot for listening. I appreciate you guys so much. See ya. I kill people for a living.